Hey, can you guys hear me? I can't hear myself. John, you might want to restart it or something. Anybody good at reading lips? Tech support's there. Hey, Joe, how you doing? Hey, Josh, Patrick, Tom, Frank, Stango, Red Fox. Hey, Courtney. I can't hear myself. Broke. There he goes. Maybe. Joe, did you get that crazy weather we had here in the south?
Okay, can you hear us, Brandon?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, there you go.
He can't hear. Still can't hear.
I can hear, but I can't hear myself.
Yeah, we're there.
Okay,
I heard us downstairs.
Can you hear us? Well, why is that one not working? The Yeti is not even.
It's okay. Calm down. Can you hear Brandon?
Yeah.
Where's your sound? I can hear us downstairs on my computer, but your sound is not working.
That's what. Brandon.
Hey, can you hear me?
There we go.
Good Lord. I mean,
right,
okay, so we just get 5 minutes. We don't ever have microphone issues, and Kelly's got this fancy. Look, this fancy.
I think it's dead.
It's one of these, and usually it just picks it right up. But for today, for some reason, it did not.
It's not working properly.
Was there a power button?
Yeah, there's no power. No, there's no power button. But
is it plugged in?
Yeah, it's plugged in, but it's broken. I think it's broken.
Something's not right. Oh my God! You mean I got to talk? I got to say all that stuff that we were saying. Did anybody read my lips? Can I get a translator? Can I get a translator? I don't even know how many people are on. Okay, so but you can hear me now. So, geez. Okay.
Sorry.
I don't know what happened. I mean, I was saying I was running late, and I was a little bit late anyway. And it's because we were packing for the Gangsters in Paradise race. Gangsters Paradise. It's Gangsters somewhere. Jeff Thompson, Indiana. We are going. We're leaving in the morning at 6 o'clock. Weather's coming, but Friday's good. Saturday looks like scattered storms. 2 races, $500 entry each day. They're putting. It should be $35,000 Friday, $35,000 on Saturday for the race. So this is our normal Wednesday night tech talk. It's normally $5 a month. We get on here, we bench race with our buddies. We have a lot of good information. I try to answer as many questions as I can. A lot of times I can't answer it, but some of my buddies can. Some of the other people that are on here can. So, it's always fun. We have a good time. So if y'all want to join in, we show a lot of data logs. And when I say a lot of data logs, we show a lot of information that other channels probably don't show, and I can't make it like public. But y'all know I like to share data, and I like to try to help people. It's probably beat me in the butt a few times. I'm sure there are some people that have seen You know what I talk about my tune-ups are going to be for blah 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 race, and then it backfires on me and they put in just a little bit hotter tune-up. But you know, it is what it is. I want to race. I want people to go fast. I want everybody to have fun, and racing is one of those things. For me, a lot of people do it for the money. I don't do it for the money. Clearly, you know, winning some money to help pay for the races is good. That's the reason I like split pots. I like when you pay back 4 spots, you pay back 8 spots. You can get some gas money. You can race for free. It ain't all about for me, it's not all about, you know, being greedy and grabbing it all, because in the long run, that ends up hurting racing. Because if you have killers that are out there and the killers are constantly winning and they're not splitting the pots and people ain't getting paid, they're going to stop paying $300 and $500 for buy-in. It's my opinion anyway. You know, so take it for what it's worth. But racing, we do it for fun. We just do it for the fun of it. Brandon's on here. He's always on here with us as well on Wednesday nights. Brandon's one of our crew guys. He's always at a track with us. Randy, here's Randy. Randy just popped on too.
Hey, Randy.
What's up?
Going on?
Oh man, sweating. My shirt has mostly dried, but I've been sweating like crazy. I was kind of putting off the packing part until Jeff, you know, I didn't know if they were going to call the race or not.
Right.
Then like 7:15, he's like, race is on. So I went over there, got the trailer, got everything packed up. So now we're just waiting for Donald and Happy and Dee to get here tomorrow.
Nice.
Now we are traveling a long distance. You know, normally Randy's at the track with us all the time. Brandon goes as much as he can. Courtney goes as much as he can go as well. But for this race, it's 720 miles from my house. And so, you know, we can't have our normal crew guys with us, but luckily Happy and his brother D and my other buddy Donald, they were able to take off work and they were able to make it happen. So we're going to have 4 of us. Kelly and Chase were going to go, but they ended up, they're not going to make it. They're going to just go visit with some friends, which is awesome. So we're going to have a good time. I can't wait. I'm super, super, super stoked. This race, War in the Woods, y'all seen it. It's Jeff Thomas. He's made this. I think they're on the 6th or 7th year now, or 6th or 7th race. They do it all the time. And, you know, it's one of those things, man. It's epic. If you haven't been watching any of the War in the Woods stuff, go watch some of that stuff. It's probably, it's a nice little outlaw track. It's probably one of the most sketchy tracks in the country. You know, it's just the grass in the middle. You just, you know, you can't overdrive the car. I mean, you know, it's one of those things. If my car likes to go left, and so, you know, if it gets out there and it starts going left and I start wheeling it back to the right and it doesn't come around, I'm going to have to lift. I mean, you know, you can't power it into the grass. And I think they make it pretty clear too, that if you get into the grass, you're disqualified. That's out of bounds. That's a cross. So, you know, if it's driving that far over, then you need to just lift anyway.
Yeah.
What is up? Okay, yeah, there's quite a few comments coming in through here. I appreciate everybody hopping on. Sorry about the no audio at the first. Normally we don't fail like that. I appreciate you pointing that out, Tom. Tom Grooms there. Fail. I don't know what happened to the mic, man. I just don't know. I don't know. I should have in the comments, of course, they start coming in. Courtney was appreciate it, Courtney. Courtney was blowing up my phone. Ding, 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 ding. No sound, no sound, no sound. That's funny. I don't know what happened. So yeah.
Is that the same Jeff Thomas that makes your struts?
Yes. Thomas Racing Service, TRS. We got those gangster long travel struts. We're going to talk to him. I can't wait to finally meet him. He's a good dude, and he does awesome shocks. And he is, I mean, the shocks work, man. They just work. They got crazy amount of travel, and I can tighten them down with extension to where they don't hardly come up at all, or they come up real slow. I can make the doggone. I can get them tight enough, and I haven't ever tightened them like to the max, but I can make it so that the front wheel will come off the ground. And as the front end is rising to go into a wheelie, the front wheel stays the same inch off the ground. And so as the front end's coming up, the front wheel's coming down. And it's just crazy how it works. So yeah, TRS, Thomas Racing Service, y'all go hook them up, hit them up, tell them Turbo John told you about them. If you've never seen his stuff. Awesome struts. He's going to be, you know, the promoter. I think Nitro Sneaky is helping along with the promotion. Limpy will be on the light. Randy, have we ever ran with Limpy? I don't know if we've ever actually had him flagging any of our races.
No, he's been there, but we've never flagged. He's never flagged it. He did.
He looks like a. I've been watching, a bunch. Like I said, I've been watching a bunch of War in the Woods stuff, and I wanted to see how he flags. He looks very consistent. I don't know who he makes go in first. Seems like it was kind of a wish-wash. I mean, but he seems like he sets you, gets people coming up. Two turbo cars. If you're racing two turbo cars, you both need to, whether you're going up first or second, you need to be bringing it up at the same time. When he stops you and you get ready, go ahead and start zinging it up, and then that way, you can be set, not burn your other guy down. But I don't know about the nitrous cars and the Pro Charge cars, which don't matter to me. I don't care. It makes no difference to me if I go in first, second, at the same time. I'll probably still bump. I'll probably get happy. I don't know who's going to be lining me up there, but I'll probably do our same routine. I do see that he lets people bump, so that'll be good. It is going to be a little different looking at his forehead for the light.
He's got a headlamp thing.
Yeah, he's got the headlamp, which it looks good. I've seen it be red and green. I don't know if he uses a white one or not. I assume the red and green makes it kind of a little more obvious. What is happening when the light comes on. You don't get a shadow or a reflection or any of that stuff.
Is this going to be a night race, or is it a little of both?
So gates open for spectators tomorrow, I think at 3 or 4 or 5, but tomorrow there's no racing. It's kind of a party in the pits. And then the race is Friday. Now gates open at noon. First round is supposed to be about 7 o'clock. But I imagine what will happen is, they're going to look at the weather. So if the weather looks like there's some coming or it's later, blah, 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 they might move it up a little bit. They might push it back a little bit. That's one of the things when you're dealing with weather is you've got to be pretty flexible. You got to be able to try to make it work. There is no curfew. So that's a good thing. So no curfew. So we got 2 races, 50 cars. It's the only class they're running. They're not running all the other add-on classes. It's 50 cars. So you got 6 rounds of racing. If I did my math right earlier, counting on my fingers. So you can make that happen pretty fast. First round, of course, is longer. Second round is a little bit shorter, and then it gets into the short rows. So I mean, it's one of those things that can go pretty fast. They were talking about possibly doing a second chance race, but I don't think the weather is going to probably allow that. Just because we're going to be racing in between the raindrops. So yeah.
Did you guys get the crazy weather yesterday or the day before?
Yeah, it was pretty wild out here. It was pretty doggone wild, that is for sure. It is one of those things that hopefully we don't get any of that up there. But yeah, luckily it was fine here. No big deal. Brian was coming back from Randy's last night. He got swamped night before last in the downpours. Oh, there's Shelby. What's up, Shelby? Shelby's like, what's up? Randy, how's your car? What you got going on?
It's dusty right now.
Dusty?
Dusty.
Life in a body shop.
Life in a body shop. So got to figure out how to extend some brackets to put the wishbone back on. And so we'll try to figure that out.
So if y'all been following along with Randy's car, Randy, we made a bunch of changes to the car. We went live 2 or 3 weeks ago. We were working on the rear end, got the rear end fixed. Rear end we thought was making noise. Fixed it, went back to the track. We did get personal best with Randy's car. Can't share the time. I can't share the mile per hour, but know that it went personal best for the year for us. Now that was the second. That was
super slow.
Was it the second outing or third outing for the year?
Yeah, second. No,
so the
third
outing. So we had a big bust at some point.
The
second one was the first time at Rockingham. That's right, that Friday. So we did get a personal best for the year. We are, and I say we were personal best for the year. We got our teeth ripped out of us Now it wasn't Randy's fault. Randy grabbed the scramble. Randy was trying to go, but he was like, "Did I grab the scramble?" I was like, "Yes, you did." I was like, "You grabbed the scramble." He grabbed the scramble in high gear, and that put us in a tune-up spot in the map that was it was not happy. It was like 2.8 air fuel ratio and no timing because it made a lot of boost. It made like 38 pounds of boost or something. I don't remember what it. I think it was 37 or 38 pounds of boost. But know that it was personal best. But we were 20 mile per hour slower than our personal best ever, and we were about 4/10 slower than our personal best ever. So I'd say we were personal best, and it was personal best of the year. So I'm happy it's the right way. But Brian went down there, and I mean the car was still making noise. Randy was like, "Man, I'm feeling something. I'm hearing something. I don't know what it is." And so Brian went down there and took all the rear end apart, which he changed the gear. So one of our buddies on here, Michael, he had a 370 gear. Randy had a 389 gear. They wanted to swap. So we swapped them. So Brian got the 370 gear swapped. But he's like, "Dude, I don't see nothing in the rear end wrong." And I was like, I don't know what to tell you. I was like, I mean, it's making noise and something's happening. And so one of the things, Randy, what did we do? So we've always known the drive shaft was a little bit on the shorter side. No problem though. We've been running it for 2 years now, and
made a bar change.
Made a bar change, and part of that bar change, what do we have to do?
We had to shorten. We had to make it longer. No,
yes.
It was too close to the front, so we had to pull it back. So made it longer.
Yep. So
pulled it out just enough to waller out the what do you call that thing?
The yoke.
The yoke. There you go.
So the rear end dropped down. We knew we were going to be traveling down track with fully extension, and so at full extension, the back wheel was probably maybe a 1/4 inch from the front fender edge. And so we were like, okay, well, that ain't going to work because radials are not supposed to grow, but radials do grow. And so we were like, that's going to rub and that's going to be bad. So we got to extend the lower control arms to get it back under wheel well. So we did that. We extended them at least a 1/2 inch. It might have been probably 3/4 inch, 5/8 of an inch, but we slid it back a lot. And I didn't think anything about it. I didn't think anything about the already short drive shaft. And then when we slid the rear end back another 1/2 inch, 3/4 of an inch, then Brian, when he pulled the yoke out, it was barely in the tail shaft in the transmission, and so it was wobbling. So so that was where our problem was there. And Randy was feeling that in the car, and it was making different feels. Like it was hard to back up. It was hard to it's like it was binding. Luckily that didn't come out and test how good of a drive shaft loop he's got. Because that's what would have happened, At some point, we would have been testing how good that drive shaft was made, that drive shaft loop was made, and how good it was installed. That's scary. Yeah, I mean, that really is scary.
Did you get your new stuff, Randy?
Yes.
So, Randy, what else did you order? So, Brian's now figured out he got the rear end back together, and Randy got hooked up with a local drive shaft company. Tell us about drive shaft company.
So, if I tell you the name, I'm lying because I can't remember, but they're in Goldsboro.
Right.
Metal something.
Metalcraft,
that's it, in Goldsboro.
Right.
And he said that he would hook us up if he mentioned Turbo John. So make sure you mention Turbo John. And I told him we were going to sell 4 carbon fiber drive shafts. So we got to come up with 4. Donald's already got one. I didn't realize that.
All right. And so he makes those things in Goldsboro. I mean,
in Goldsboro, he has everything right there. And
I wonder, he probably doesn't wrap it. He probably buys the tube and then he cuts it down.
Yes, he has the tube and he puts the stuff in. He cuts it to whatever length you want, and then he puts the ends in, bonds them together. They put 2 epoxy to bond them together, and he says it has to sit 40 hours, which we did because he told me not to go racing that weekend, which I wanted. Right. But, it was a while waited, basically. You know, he said, by the time you get here, I'll have it done. And, you know, he told me how to measure it, put it on the ground and, you know, center to center. And, you know, he wanted to make sure that I was good. I'd priced carbon fiber drive shaft before and it was like $1,600.
Right.
I walked out the door with $1,200 and that was buying his yoke.
Nice.
Yeah, so that's a $200 yoke. So it was about $1,100 for the drive shaft.
So hit him up.
Big ends and everything.
Metal crap. Brian said it looked like a dump truck drive shaft. He said it's like 4 inches in diameter.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, that's what you got to have when you go, you know, with carbon fiber. I mean, you have to have more diameter. The diameter is what, you know, actually gives it the strength.
He actually has the different sizes. He can do a 3-inch, 4-inch.
Oh, can he do them even in smaller in carbon? Wow.
Oh, yeah, sure can.
Oh, nice.
You know.
Randy told him he was going to do what?
Is it in the car now?
Yes.
Yep. So, yep. So it is Randy's race ready. So we will be next weekend. We're taking Randy's car, Carolina No Time. They will be at Darlington on Friday and Saturday. Every class they got is free entry. They've got all steel, all glass. Anything goes on 28s. They've got motorcycle class. They've got small block boost, I think it was, as well. I don't remember. They've got like 4 or 5 classes, and everything is free entry with tech card. Darlington Dragway next Friday and Saturday, so we will be there for that one. You know, it's just one of those things. It's gonna be. We're gonna get the bugs worked out of Randy's at some point. Jason Brazel, he you know, helped us with some suspension suggestions on, you know, what to make the car you know, plow. And we got Randy's car has got 7-inch Mark Mintzer struts on, shocks on the back, and we pretty much got it riding on the bump stop, you know, going through the pits, and we got 7 inches of travel. And what we were fighting when we were at Rockingham is every time, as soon as it would top out the strut in the back or the top out the shock, that's when it would knock the tire off. And so we're gonna have to play with that. He may end up having to put an 8-inch, you know, travel shock in the back at some point. It's just one of those things, guys. I mean, it's racing. You know, with the car being lowered and we don't have a lot of travel in the front, the car's got to plow, and so the back's got to come up to make it go. I've never tuned the car this low, you know, so that's one of the reasons we're really struggling. So, I mean, I got faith we're going to get it at some point. If we don't get it and go fast in the next few outings, then, you know, we're going to get Randy to hire some professional chassis tuners to come to the track with us. And I can make the car make the power, whatever they tell me to make it. So, I mean, I got to tune. I can make that happen. It's just getting it all to work together is tricky, but we're working on it. Someone asked, has the new car gone personal best faster than the old car? Yes, in front side no prep, not overall. But man, we got a freaking hot rod now. We got a pretty fast car. If y'all want to know what it ran, go join our members live chat and go look back through some of the old videos after some of our big races. And I share that data. Let's see. Yeah, Michael, I don't know if I'm almost picking up. We did get to 370. Brian got it in there this past week. So we appreciate you meeting us, and met him in Princeton last week. He's you know, in Goldsboro as well. So he got us hooked up. Right, Mike said free. Courtney said free. You're probably right.
It sounds like I would think that it tells you how old I am, but like Scooby-Doo. Huh?
Right. Did you say free? I understand 100%.
Yeah.
What's up, Paul Rhodes? Appreciate you jumping on here and hanging out with us tonight. Yeah, my budget is spent. We have no budget. We have an unlimited limited budget. I actually ought to just say I've got a unlimited budget. That would sound better. But yeah, so man, we're going to be racing this weekend, and I am super excited. So we did have a couple questions come in. We have so for our Wednesday night stuff, like I was saying, when they send us questions, when anybody sends us, a lot of people will jump on live with us. We'll send them a link. They can show us what they're working on in the garage. If they've got any issues that is actually happening, they can they'll tell us what's happening and what's going on, and we'll try to help them out. Rodney, one of our guys, he sent us a question. Everything is going well. Hope you're doing well too, Rodney. Did we get Courtney's rev limiter fixed from coming on? That answer is no. The answer is no.
See Courtney's Facebook post.
Yep. So, and he'll be posting on his channel too. Go check him out, the Paint and Paper Hustle. He's working on the comment all the time, and he's gonna show y'all what we're attempting to do. He's done a lot of research. Something with the pickup. I did not realize the cam sync is actually on the back of the motor, and so he's got to take the transmission out. He's got to take the flex plate off. He's got to take the torque converter, slide it all the way back so that he can change it. But he did find some information that said that I don't know if I've got any of his data logs on here, but those factory crank pickups, it's a 36 minus one wheel, but he found some where they had some issues over like 7,500. I don't have his data log. We've been using his computer with his car when we're at the track, so I don't have any of his data log stuff. I don't know if he showed it or I don't know if I've showed it or not. We had a lot of people giving suggestions and thinking that, okay, well, maybe it's a timing issue, and retarded timing will absolutely feel like a rev limiter, but we're actually seeing the rev limiter on his. So when it goes up, we had it on like 9,000 RPM and at like 7,300 RPM, 7,500 RPM. You can see the main rev limiter come on and start actually rev limiting the car. So, it's just one of those things. It actually, it is a rev limiter. When we were having good luck with it last week at Rockingham, we had it, I think, at 12,000 RPM, and it never come on. But we don't have a high side rev limiter at that point. So we got to fix it. So one of the things I was talking to him today is, when he gets everything apart, I want him to check with the factory reluctor wheel and the new one. I want him to check the air gap between the sensor coming in and the teeth spacing, right? And because we know that if it's too far, it gives air sometime. If it's too close and bumps, it'll cause some issues as well. He said it was not adjustable the way it bolts in. From what it sounds like, it bolts into the block, kind of like the LS stuff. But if you remember, some LSs, some of the aftermarket blocks, you actually have to grind down either the block or the sensor to make it so that it'll get closer to the reluctor wheel on the crankshaft. So we might have to, do something like that on Courtney's. If it's got, I don't know what the spec is. I don't know if it's supposed to be 30 thousandths or 100 thousandths or 150 thousandths. I know with my 36-1, I'm set between 30 and 50 thousandths. About 50 is a good number. If it goes way more than that, it'll misfire and drop a cylinder or turn on the loose sync and lose RPM signal, and it'll give me an error. But if it's close to it, if it's too close and it bumps it, if it gets out of round just a little bit or the crankshaft kind of flexes on the nose and it bumps it, it will do the same thing. Now my 58, my 60 minus 2 58X that I used to have, I don't know if y'all remember, that was 2 or 3 years ago. We would have all the time, it would get a great big boom, a big backfire out the intake because it lost cam sync or crank sync. I'm sorry. So, it's just one of those things, and like Randy's, it's got the 12 magnet on it now, or 11 magnet, 12 minus 1. And so you can have more air because it's magnetic. And so you can go 75 or 100 and it's more consistent, they say. So I'm going to get them to measure it all and see, what exactly it is and if we need to change it, just so we can, figure it out some more.
What do you see witness marks if it's been hit by something?
He should be able to see it. That's absolutely right. In the end of the sensor is where he'll see those witness marks. And that's very possible. I think he said the factory one is just like stamped steel. So imagine it looks like a basket with teeth on it. So imagine it like 7,800 RPM stamped steel is probably, the G-forces is probably going to be trying to expand it.
Starting to distort at that point, probably.
That's right. Maybe it's bumping it or getting it too close. I mean, it's just never ending. Frank has a good question. He said, wouldn't you get the error show up on the data log? Yes, you would get the error if it goes out far enough to drop it. And it did on the last pass. On Courtney's last pass, we finally got it to lose RPM signal. It backfired and cut off. And then it come back on. So we finally got it to happen. That's the reason. All the other passes, though, it would never lose cam sync. It would never, or crank sync. I keep saying cam, but it would never lose crank signal. And because it will count. It will give you errors. And then you can tell, what is actually happening. And we finally got that. So I definitely think we are on the right track to fix his. Let's see. Did we get Courtney's to shift on its own? Well, that was all related, Rodney. So what was happening is what had happened was I was commanding it to shift after the phantom rev limiter was coming on. So that's why it would never shift, is because it was just so far, it hadn't made it there yet. That's why Courtney had to reach over there and shift it. But the last couple passes, we got it to go a little bit better. Courtney's also he's making some changes to the car. We're going to try to help it, get some unrestricted air into the inlet of the blower. We're going to I say he is doing this based on some suggestions. I'm not doing anything. I ain't working on it at all.
Hey, he better be working on my new tow vehicle.
Oh, you going to try to get that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He thinks it's his, but it's mine.
You ain't getting that thing.
You don't want to dodge. What's wrong with you?
He done sold the other truck. You ain't getting you are not getting the new Cummins. Man, not right now. He'll be fed up with it in about 6 months, though.
Yeah. He'll be fed up with it in 6 months. That's for sure.
6 months he'll be for sale. I promise you.
Yeah.
And I mean, it looks like a nice piece. After I saw his, I started looking on Facebook Marketplace for a Cummins. I mean, I ain't mad at my old F350, but man, I would love to have a newer Cummins that got 20 miles to the gallon pulling my trailer instead of 9 miles to the gallon. But so he's turning it up a little bit, going to put a pulley on it. We're going to max out the blower speed. From the math, we'll have to do the full math on it, but it looks like it'll be about 8,000 RPM. It should be substantially faster. Getting the blower. There's two things. We can max out the blower now at like 8,800 RPM, or we can max it out at like 8,000 RPM. So, and I don't know which one would be faster. I think the one that would be faster would be if you max it out at a lower RPM, because his car, when it shifts, we hadn't really went into the data log. We need to do that at some point. Just show the data logs on what Courtney's is doing and get to kind of talk about it, because his is a perfect example of a good 3-speed 400 turbo transmission, but he has a lot of RPM drop, and so when it boosts is directly related to RPM. So it comes up and then it shifts and then it hits it in the head and it loses 5 pounds of boost because of the shift. And then it's got to recover. So if we can keep it so that it don't fall back as much RPM, then I think it'll be faster. I could be wrong. I don't know. Been wrong before, but that's my plan anyway.
Is that shocking the drivetrain with it losing that many RPMs?
It does, yes. Anytime you have 1,000 or 1,500, 1,200 RPM of drop, then that's a big hit on the tire. You know, if the track is pretty good, you know, it's one of those things. It won't matter, but at some point you may have to potentially put a shift retard in it. But you know, I don't know. Let's see. Oh, Randy Courtney said he's buying another one next week, another Cummins. That can be yours.
No, I got the white one. He's getting the.
What color is the other one?
I don't know. The one he's got white. Yeah. Just giving him a hard time. Kind of funny.
Yeah, that's funny. He said TKM said max at lower is faster. Okay, so I'm on the same train of thought as them. Instead of spinning it out a little bit harder. Frank, we got Happy, Happy D, and Donald are coming with me.
Okay, so my buddy Jay Higgins, he races or used to race with Phil Hardy and Top Sportsman and all those classes. We met him last year in Rockingham. He lives in Fayetteville, and he's going up there. So he asked if we needed any help. I told him just to look you up when he got there.
Nice. Okay. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. Jay Higgins.
Cool, man.
The guy that was with us the other night. The tall guy.
Yeah. Hell, I don't know. You know, you meet so many people. I remember
when I came to your shop.
No,
okay.
That was Bobby Lovingood. Bobby is pro motorcycle.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right.
Been some 390s on that thing.
God, that's crazy. On a motorcycle.
On a motorcycle.
Yeah.
I'm going to pass on that respectfully.
Yeah.
I went like 770s on a motorcycle one time, and that was kind of fast enough.
Yeah.
Motorcycle is definitely not my cup of tea.
Yeah.
David, what have you said? Yes, I've been reading the chats. Are we coming to Vegas? I missed that one. I don't know if we're going back to Vegas or not this year. It depends on if our buddy Rodney has got his car together.
Yeah.
So I mean, it completely depends.
Mm-hmm.
Possibly, but his is currently in the engine jail, so I don't know if it'll be done or not.
Yeah.
Y'all, Middle Georgia this weekend, free entry, $20,000 to win all steel, all glass. I didn't know about that race, but no, we're not going to Georgia this weekend. I'm going to Gangster's Paradise in Indiana.
Yeah, I did not know about a race down there.
I've never been to Middle Georgia. I don't even know where it's at.
I know it's a long damn way.
I assume it's in Middle Georgia somewhere.
Yeah, in the middle of Georgia.
In the middle of Georgia. I mean, Atlanta for us is like 6-7 hours away, so Atlanta's not terrible. We could hit that at some point. They're doing a lot of they're doing a lot of no prep stuff down there too. Like front side no prep is pretty fast. I know Lyle's been kicking their teeth in down there when they run.
So one of the Davids had a Pat Musing motor for sale today.
I saw that.
What was it, 66,000?
That was his spare motor. That's not the motor out of the car.
That's not the big one.
That was the one he built to go 484 racing, but I guess he's just decided. Is he going to? I guess he's just not going to do 484 racing now.
I don't know.
There ain't no telling.
No,
David.
No.
That's the Patriot. The David and Kelly with the Patriot. Awesome car. Pat Moosey, 1,059 cubic inch motor in there now.
God.
I'm just kidding.
He told me it was 880.
880. I don't know what it is.
I thought it was 990 or something.
There ain't no whatever the biggest Pat Moosey's got is probably what it is.
Yeah.
I would imagine. I mean, it can't be much price difference to build a 959 versus an 8 something.
Yeah. I think there's no difference at all.
Right. I mean, but I mean that thing, the Patriot is fast.
Yeah. He's doing good switching from radials to no prep too.
That is so hard. And I mean, he is. And going from straight radials to front side no prep is hard. But yeah, I mean, he's got a good team of guys. I mean, so it is flying. Off the trailer racing said, did you ever figure out why the car was driving left when wheeling? So if you go back and look at the last time we had the car out in Rockingham, Friday was a disaster for us. We had a crap ton of anti-squat in the car. That works good on the backside, and on my car on the front side, that's a no-go. And so I think the anti-squat was what was doing it. We changed it, rescaled it at the track. Our buddies Bad Apple Racing, they let us use their scales. I still need to buy scales. I still have not bought scales. I need scales to take with me to the track. Donald
bought a set.
Yeah, I saw that. I need to look at his, make sure that's exactly what I want. But I think it is. I mean, it looks like you can drive on them. Those Proform wireless ones. That's the ones I want to get and toss them in the trailer. But we scaled it out. We took some anti-squat out of the car, made the car. It's about neutral now. It might squat a little bit, so it might be a little bit less than 100%. But the car went mostly straight. We did find a problem on the lift, though. We're going to get with Jason Brazel in the next few weeks, and we're going to get him to put some more bars in the car, try to tie everything together a little bit better.
Are you going to do cross bracing in the floor? Are you going to do it in the back, or a little bit of everything, or what?
My plan is to attempt to do a double frame rail somehow. Definitely need more floor structure. More floor structure, tying it to the front. I think what's happening is the motor is, the front is twisting from the back. I think we just need a lot more bars, and I think it's going to get double frame rail. And I think the problem is all the weight we carry with the car when we're doing the back of the track no prep stuff. I mean, that's when we're having issues, and then it's just flexing stuff, and then it's causing everything to. It's just not rigid enough to carry all that weight that we put in the car.
What are those bars that go on the side that you have to cut out like half the car to get to? The rocker bars or something? Or
yeah, they're in there. It's got rocker bars.
Oh, okay, so
it's got through the floor subframe connectors, but it does not have like all up under like the transmission, and it's not tied. It's not. I think I want to tie it to the mid plate. I want to build like a mid plate for the motor. You know what I mean? But that might mean I've got to take the whole floor out, take the motor out, and then if I do that, then I'm gonna cut the firewall out, and I'm gonna slide the motor back 8 inches, maybe 10 inches. So I've got to really talk to him and see what I need to do. But then that means I'm gonna be down racing. If I do that, then that's gonna take more time to get back racing. You know what I mean? So I don't know exactly what I'm gonna do yet. I got to get with him and talk to him and see what our game plan is.
How far out's the other car from being done?
Long ways. like so long that I may not do it. I've been.
You already have a motor.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do. So
Donald in that transmission this weekend.
No, I hadn't talked to him about it. So my game plan with the old car was to make it a drag and drive car, right? Something that me and Chase can hop in, and I can get him in a power tour, a hot rod power tour, or a drag and drive with one of y'all, that we can hop in the car, throw a trailer behind it, and go to the track. Not go super fast, single turbo, but be relatively mildly comfortable. That car, man, I have beat it up as a race car, and it's going to take a lot of work for what I have in my head, what I want. It's going to take a lot of money and a lot of work to get that car to that point.
Well, I got my guy down here in Wilmington that will be happy to help.
Yeah, Courtney can paint you some doors.
Yeah, he'd be happy to help.
What do you mean?
Any type of modification we needed to do to it.
Oh, gotcha. I mean, the car, it's got 8.8, 35 spline rear end. It's got reasonable good race car stuff on it.
Mm-hmm.
But, man, I just don't know. I mean, there ain't no dash. There ain't no wiring in the car. All the wiring's out. So I got to wire headlights. I got to wire turn signals. I got to wire brake lights. My plan was to go Holly, the Terminator X.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Just with a junkyard 5.3 with that power glide that Donald's got.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man.
Perfect.
When I went over there to Brian's, I went over there yesterday and dropped my 5.3 off. That's where I'm gonna build it at Brian's shop. And I went over there and started looking. Me and the old copper coat spent about 30 minutes together. And man, I just don't know. I just don't know if it can do what I want it to do. I don't know that I have the time. I don't know that I have the time to bring it back to where I want it to be. Does that make sense? And it's a money, and it's a money deal too. Why
don't we just put the bare minimum? Maybe not go so extreme with putting bars in and save some money. I mean, put a few bars in, to keep it from, going left or right, but not go any faster. And then we'll revisit that next year after we finish the gold car.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I just don't know.
You just need to win both races this weekend. That's all.
Yeah. Now, if I win both races, if I win $40,000 this weekend, then I'll just go pay somebody to bring it up to standard that I want it to be. You know what I mean? But I mean, y'all seen the car. I mean, the car. I mean, looks has never been my thing, and looks is not going to be my thing and what I want here. But I also want the car to be safe for what I want to do. When I put that cage in, we put that cage in 10 years ago, and it was a Jegs 10-point cage, and so it's low. I mean, so when I'm sitting in the car, I mean the cage is right by my head, and that's the reason I took the car off the street. Is because if I got in a car wreck after that dude died up there in leaving the track, pulled out, and he, hit his head on the cage and cracked his skull and died. That's the reason I took it off the street. And so now I've got to figure out what I'm going to do with that. So am I going to cut that cage out? Am I going to make it just a 6-point, an 8-point where the cage is behind me? I don't know what I'm going to do.
Well, we can take it. You can buy those roll bar things, or maybe those little floats you use in the pool, and cut them in half and stick them on the inside.
I mean, that's true too.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I do not know what I'm gonna do with the I don't know what I'm gonna do with the old car.
John, don't win too much money. The RV is gonna take it.
Whatever money I win is I'm gonna have to for sure put in the RV. For sure. But we are not. Luckily, Donald, he bought a newer F-350. He's like, you want me to tow it up there this weekend? I was like, sure. Maybe it'll get better than 9 miles to the gallon, like my old 7.3, my thirsty 7.3.
Randy, he gonna do tailgate?
No, shit, no. He ain't had time to even think about that tailgate.
He's working like crazy.
Hell, I'm hiring him as body work because he fixed it, got 90% of it out himself.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Did he really?
Dang. Yeah, it looks good. But those things are aluminum. After he's beat on it, as soon as I touch it, it's gonna crack.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Yeah, the old car is 100% mild steel. It is the 134 wall mild steel, thick and heavy. I mean, that's what that cage is. The new car it's a chromoly cage, but it just needs more bars. Mike said the old man has a couple drag and drive cars now. That's what I mean. I don't know. Wear a helmet when I drive on the street. That would definitely be an option, Frank.
That'd be comfortable.
For sure would be comfortable. It'd be safe. Look, Kelly is not being on here at all. She saw a question over there. Michelle put, and then Kelly, I was like, why is Kelly logging on to the stream?
You're gonna buy a new RV.
Did you see this? Well, mine and Kelly's deal, every time we have a race on anniversary or her birthday or like Valentine's Day, our plan is always that we split our winnings 50-50. So whatever I win, she gets half. But since this is not a special occasion, she don't get nothing. Look, she gone. She's still there. I'm just kidding.
You have won like that before though.
I have.
Yeah, I'm sure you gave it up. So
Yeah, I did. I mean, whatever. If we ever win, now I have not told Kelly yet, but since she is on here, there is also so our anniversary is October 20th, and there's a free entry race at Mooresville. Clifton's putting on $5,000 free entry on October 21st.
nice.
You see this?
Front of the track.
Front side, no prep. Clifton flagging.
Got a real good chance to do good in that one.
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
We have a very fast car now from the front side. She's already said no.
We'll take Randy's car instead.
Oh my goodness. No, if we win some cash, well, I'm hoping they'll want to split it at like 4 cars or 8 cars. That kind of money, $35,000 a day if everybody shows up. Pay back 8 spots, you know.
Absolutely.
Look, Kelly, I'm gonna have to bring in Kelly from the stream. How do I kick her out?
You'll ban your tech support.
Yeah.
Probably if I delete her off, the whole live stream will probably go down.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure she'll make sure it does.
She gone. If I don't show up next week, that means she banned me.
Mm-hmm.
Frank said, build it slowly and make YouTube project. Man, Frank, I don't have time. That's the biggest thing. I legit work. I mean, a 9 to 5, well, 8 to 5, Monday through Friday. I work a full-time job, and I mean, I just don't have time to build it. I have to, well, y'all saw how long it took me to build this car. I mean, it was over at Brian's shop is 45 minutes away, and that's each way, 45 minutes each way. And I mean, to go over there, I mean, I didn't see Kelly and Chase for quite a few months.
The car was buried in parts for a while.
It was because I started working on it, and then it's just one of those things that, I mean, I had to put it on the back burner. And then once we finally decided we had to make it happen, I mean, I put in a lot of work to make it happen. I don't know. I'm thinking I've been looking on Facebook Marketplace. I've been looking for like a something that's already running, like an old G body or El Camino. My first car ever was a '84 Trans Am. Something old Corvette. You can get old Corvettes like 85 to 90 for $5,000. Yep. So something that's running that needs a little bit of work. I don't know. That's kind of I'm thinking about getting a car like that, honestly. And then, if I do that, I've got to make the solid decision. The copper coat has been in my life a long time, and I miss it. I miss driving it. I miss having it as a race car. I can't have 2 race cars. That one may go up as my first big buy a T-shirt, get entered to win.
You should put it on Brian's wall up there in the shelf.
I hadn't taken any pictures. You're going to get a kick out of it. I hadn't taken any pictures of it yet. It is 100% possible that we could cut it in half and hang it up on his fence beside his other car.
No, put it where his old car used to, or his car used to be, up there on the.
You remember the silver one that the silver one that he split, that he cut in half, at 710, where he almost hit me, where he crossed behind me.
Yeah.
He took one of Randy's old bent wheels, cut it in half, a tire cut it in half. It is mounted on his fence. Have you seen it, Randy? Did he show you a picture of it?
Oh yeah, it's flat out.
It is actually really cool.
Yeah, it is.
We could do that. We could put my car over there, or we could put it on the top shelf.
Put it on the shelf for 20 years.
I know, right? But so, it's just one of those things, man. It is hard. It is so freaking hard to get time to do what I need to do to make it work. Courtney, you ain't got no idea. Every time I get off at 3:30, it's because I'm going to the track. That's why I ain't got no vacation and no sick time. I have none. I have barely enough to be able to go racing. It all freaking, all my racing is just like, I mean, that's why you get it though, right? When I retire, I ain't going to be able to, I'm going to have to work full 30 years to get my 30 years. You know how most old people, when they're in a job for 30 years, they work at like 28 and a half, and then they have a year and a half of sick time build up so they can retire early. Not me. That is not me. I have nothing. Does Chase even care about racing? No, he does not. He does not really care about racing at all. We did buy a drone, and so he's been trying to learn how to drive the drone, so he can get some footage. But yes, I want a drag and drive, a slow drag and drive, a slow one.
550s.
No, it's not gonna go that fast. Not immediately. I don't know. I don't know. I'm thinking about. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I have no idea. Who tunes Mega Squirt? I have no idea. Mega Squirt. Does Randy Haywood tune Mega? He could probably tune Mega Squirt.
I think he can. I don't think he prefers it, but
I think that's like a do-it-yourself type tuning thing, isn't it?
yeah, it's a little bit more complicated. You got to know something about it. That's for sure.
Yeah, Mega Squirt tunes like Fast and Big Stuff 3. They tune in VE. There's a lot of people that tune in VE, but it's I've never done it. I'm sure Randy Haywood down there in Wilmington could do it. What's the name of his shop? Carolina
Dyno.
Carolina Dyno. There you go.
Yes, sir.
Oh yeah, 104 people watching. Hey, I appreciate everybody jumping on.
Yeah,
you're right, Dustin. We only got 20 likes. He said. Everybody hit that
84 more.
Let's see. Rodney had another question. Did we fix Randy's car from power from cutting off? Randy, what did we find on that?
Well, we're assuming that it is the neutral safety switch.
Everything bad too.
The what?
The switch on the bumper or the neutral safety? You think it's the neutral safety now?
On the shifter?
Yeah, on the shifter.
So we still don't really know. Last time we were at the track, though, it didn't do it any, did it?
Yeah, it did. Yeah, it did, but not as bad. Brian tested the switch, and he said it was the switch. So.
Did something get in there?
So he said it was the neutral safety switch, not the bumper, not the one on the bumper.
So is there an electrical problem going on with all this, like the sensor going out and that going out, or is it just coincidence?
Just coincidence. We're going to replace the bumper switch because
it's screwed up too, I think.
It needs a handle.
Yeah,
right.
No handle.
And the look. I'm sure we can buy one. You just screw it in there, but.
So we're going to do the bumper switch and the neutral safety switch.
Yep, and then I've also ordered some 100-bar or 100-pound sensors, under pressure sensors.
Transducer, right?
Transducer, and a 5-bar map sensor.
Okay. That's just stuff that you're dead in the water if you don't have it at the track, or somebody doesn't have it. Luckily, when we were there and we found the problem with Randy's, Courtney had a sensor, a spare sensor. So we snagged his, and then the CO2 bottle ran out. We ran both of them out, and so our buddy Matt Lawrence let us borrow his. So that was very fortunate.
Very.
So, and that's the good thing about racing. I mean, most people want to help people out, and if they got it. But Courtney, I don't know if you were over there, Randy, when that sensor, when he screwed it out, and he's like, "What do you want me to do with this sensor?" I was like, "Throw it in the trash can." And he was like, "Do what? Throw it in the trash can?" I was like, "Yes, it's bad." I was like, "Throw it in the trash." And you don't ever hear me say throw it in the trash can.
No, you can't fix that.
A freaking sensor, and because what happens, I've been there and I've done it. I'll take that sensor and I'll put it back in my toolbox, and then I forget about it, and then I go, "Oh, I've got a spare one," and that's the bad one. and I don't remember it until I need it. And remember when we at Rico and the oil pressure switch started going bad, and it was cutting my. I cut all my safeties off on that.
Yeah, I remember that.
Bailey Brothers, how fast do you think True Street goes at Dig or Die? As fast as small tire. There are some killers in the streetcar class at Dig or Die. It is the ones that are killing it and actually going really, really fast. I mean, they're essentially small tire cars that, in my opinion, they're small tire cars that are just capable of street driving. So they get into streetcar class because that's where they fit. But they're fast. Just as fast as small tire. Now, everybody's not that fast. I mean, some of them are probably a half a second slower, but some of the barriers out there they're barriers. Which we got, barriers in the small tire. Rodney said, Randy, think you're going to need a 7-bar sensor.
Okay. Well, I didn't realize they made one, but I'll order one.
No. 5 bars plenty.
Okay.
That's 60 pounds of boost.
I was going to say that's like 60 or 80 pounds of boost.
Well, I thought we were going to push 60, but
we almost did the other day. If it would have made a leak on that first pass, if it would have stuck and went down, it would have probably made 55 pounds of boost.
Jeez.
It would have. It still wasn't a run though. It would have made 55 pounds of boost, but the air fuel ratio would have been like 2.5 air fuel ratio.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's just one of those things. Yeah. Compressed air can be used in place of CO2.
You use nitrous, compressed air, nitrogen.
There is a ton of people that are doing the onboard compressed air. If you go on eBay or Amazon, and the airbag kits, it comes with a little it's like a one gallon little small air compressor with a little pump. 12 volts. Just turn that bad boy on. You got unlimited supply of compressed air. And if tires go flat, you can put a chuck on it and pump up your tires. But I mean,
the compressed air stuff just about anywhere. I've seen it up on the fender well and
those little pumps. Those little pumps are good. I mean, a lot of people use them. I mean, you figure realistically, which we use. I think mine's set on 100, a little bit over 100 psi. Randy's is too. For CO2, I mean, those little pumps will do that, and then you got the little tank. So I mean, it's able to do it. So it does work, and it works well. But it's just one of those things. It's your preference. But I use a 5-pound CO2 bottle in mine. Randy uses a 2.5 in his. Courtney, we're going to take one out of his because he just uses a shifter. His is like the little 10-ounce one, the little teeny tiny one. But all he uses it for is a shifter. He doesn't have boost control, boost solenoids. So so that works for his. All right, guys. Well, Gangster's Paradise is coming up this weekend. If y'all are close to Indiana, it's going to be crazy, man. It's going to be wild. Tomorrow night is just hanging out in the pits. I'm sure that's going to be wild as all get out. We got to get another hotel because I canceled our hotel because I'm looking at the weather. I was like, man, I don't know if they're going to cancel the race or not. So we had like $800 in hotels. We had 2 rooms, and we had to cancel it by 6 o'clock today in order to get our money back. And they were going live at 7:15. So I was like, we need to go ahead and cancel that. Just get it gone. So we canceled it, and now we're going to Indiana. We don't have a hotel. I mean, which I guess we can sleep in the trailer or the truck. I mean, it's gonna be hot, swampy. Taking many pairs of underwear because I'm sure I'm gonna have the drippy draws.
Swamp ass.
It's gonna be swampy. It said hot and humid with scattered showers. Yeah. So it should be okay. Yeah, we Dig or Die. So our game plan for this next month, this weekend, we will be up in Indiana. Next weekend, the 7th and 8th, we will be at Darlington with Randy's car. 14th and 15th, I have the 14th off from work because apparently there's a race somewhere the 14th and 15th, but I don't remember where it's at. So have no idea where it's at, but I got off so that I can go. So we're going to be somewhere the 14th and 15th, but I don't know where at. Dig or Die is the 21st and 22nd. So the next 4 weekends we got my car 3 weekends in a row, unless that 14th and 15th is a radial somewhere. I don't know. I took it off for some reason. We got to find the race though. I don't remember what race it is.
No, I don't either.
But then Dig or Die will be the 21st and 22nd. Now, something that's interesting for Dig or Die, they are now allowing small tire cars to enter big tire on Friday night as long as you have a non 28-inch tall tire on it. So if you have a 29.5-inch tall tire, then you can run big tire as well on Friday night. We might keep that around. I might try to find a set of 29.5-inch slicks and put a set of 29.5 W's on it. And I've got another set of wheels. So, I mean, I could slap those on and then go big tire racing Friday night and then small tire racing Saturday. Possibly might try to do that.
I thought she sold the other wheels.
I bought another set. I bought a set of 14s. I bought another set of 14 Pro Stars. They're not double bead locked. If I can win some money this weekend, I will send them to McFab and get Lyle to double bead lock them. But it's like $1,100 to bead lock them. So, see, I got a lot of money I got to spend. I need to win some money. Anybody watching going to Gangsters in Paradise? Let's talk about splitting. Split 8 cars or 16 cars. Shoot.
50 cars.
I know, right? Everybody get your money back. We're racing for 10 grand. Actually, you could do that. Everybody could get their money back and do a free entry for 10,000 because they're putting, I think he said they're putting $10,000 or $12,000 on top of each day.
Wow.
So, I mean, it's crazy. I mean, so it's going to be a huge purse. So I'm excited. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. All right, guys. Well, I guess we're going to jump off of here. I appreciate everybody hopping on. It's just one of those things. We're going to be out there. We're going to try it. If we might only get one day of racing. It might just be Friday. Then, it is what it is. I mean, we're going to be racing for some big bucks, some big monies, at probably one of the sketchiest tracks in the country. So I'm excited. All right, guys. Brandon, Randy, appreciate y'all hopping on. Yeah. We'll see y'all soon. Y'all stay tuned.
Thanks, everyone.
Appreciate it, guys. We'll probably try to go live a little bit at Brown County if we have signal. If we don't have signal, then I'll post as much as I can. Later, guys. Thanks.
Sounds good. Thanks.
Later.